Respected Yusuf Sahab, my dear students, as usual, I'll give you a guideline. A student has to study. That is the briefest definition of a student. A student always studies well. And the elements that he should have are: when we wish to achieve something in life, we have to work hard, needless to say. Then we should not hurry. Take your own time. Have patience. Rome was not built in a day is a proverb. As we ascend the hill, the height lessens. High hills grow less as we ascend them. If we want gold, dig deeply. These are the elements or components of a good student. The quality. Quality is never an accident. It's always the result of an intelligent effort. And there must be a will to produce a superior thing. May it be any field, we have to work hard, sincerely, without blaming anybody. So, we have started this platform to let your debating skills groom. Strictly speaking, we have not been following any standard rules about debating skills. As I have already told you, this is a platform that grooms your skills, speaking skills and debating skills. They are both called, what are they called? Oratory skills or oral skills. Now, I have compiled a few points for you to go through before coming onto the stage. I'll distribute, after that we'll begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anwar Kondur. Today I am here to speak for the motion, is political representation will help in empowering women. So, my stance is yes. Let me start with a strange fact that presented by UN Women that 107 countries out of 194 never have a female head of the state because they never represented by women in international level. And in 2014, globally, women held only 27% of the seats in national parliaments and 35% of the seats in local bodies. This is due to lack of representation in political sphere and this is due to lack of participation of women. And we fail to understand one thing that if we provide political representation to women, that will help in their empowerment. As feminist Carol Hanich said, personal is political. If we provide with women with the political representation, they will improve themselves and help in improvement of a generation. Many people will say that by providing political representation, women will not get empowerment. But if they say so, then they fail to analyze the positive impact of this one-third representation in local bodies. Because according to Pam Rajput Committee report, more than 40% of panchayats had women as their representatives. And this helped them to counter social stigma and taboos. And we also know the success of Panchayat Mahila Evam Shakti Yojana, which empowered women in local bodies. This is from local bodies. And if you provide representation to women in state level and national level, this will also help in their empowerment. Because as Hannah Arendt said, woman is geopolitical, means every human being is a political animal. And according to her, when women get power and they act collectively to get their powers, then they will get their liberation from these social stigmas. So, and another thinker, Harriet Taylor also said that if to end slavery of women, we need to provide them with some basic political rights like right to vote and right to participate. And when we consider differentiated citizenship, then we can truly empower women. As we know that in this 18th Lok Sabha, only 14% of women are represented in India. And as we compare to other countries like Rwanda and South Africa, they have more than 40% representation in their parliaments, and in these countries, women are more empowered compared to India. So, with increased representation, they can help in active policy making and improvement. So, and further, it will help in their interest aggregation and articulation in policies. As we can see recently, the red lipstick movement is happening. So that is how we, with empowered citizenship, we can empower them and they can fight for their own rights through political rights. To conclude, I want to tell that if you want to empower women socially and economically, we have to first empower them with political rights. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected sirs, dear friends and juniors. I am Praveen, going to speak against the motion that women's representation will not automatically lead to women empowerment. In 2019, we sent 78 women MPs to the parliament. It was one of the highest in Indian independence history. In the same year, Parliament passed one of the significant bill criminalizing instant triple talaq. So, guess how many Muslim women spoke or participated in the debate? 0. And how many women actually spoke in the debate? Just 3 out of 78 women. And all of them spoke for the criminalization of instant talaq, and no one spoke against that. So what is this? Although there is a women's presence in the parliament, if you are not able to let our women air their grievances, this is not empowerment, my friends. This is tokenism. So it is not just limited to parliament. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act gave 33% reservation to women, but the issue of Sarpanch Pati is prevalent in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. So one Bihar Sarpanch woman, she remarked that they gave me the chair, but they forgot to give me authority, power. The women are given chair, but the power is still rests with their husbands. And in 18th Lok Sabha, present Lok Sabha, there are 74 women MPs. Guess, and out of 74, almost 50% are from rich political parties. Example, Miss Sonia Gandhi, Miss Priyanka Vadra, and Miss Dimple Yadav and Miss Supriya Sole. These women come from rich political parties. And the number of women from marginalized communities are very less. So whom are we really empowering? We are just empowering the women who are already empowered. And one of my opponents had given example of Rwanda and South Africa. But although Rwanda has 61% as women MPs, Rwanda is also one of the countries with highest maternal mortality rate. And South Africa, the women face economic inequality. So giving women a chair in parliament does not solve the ground realities. And does not solve the ground realities. And so what I would like to say that representation of women in politics is just a baby step. It is not a destination. So it's like giving women a Ferrari car without a fuel. So I would conclude by saying that representation of women in politics is just a baby step in the long marathon of women empowerment. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. I am Syed Mohsin from second year BA. I am here to strongly support the motion. Does women representation in politics truly lead to empowerment? And yes, women representation in politics truly lead to the empowerment of women. Far from the centuries, women have been pushed to the limits of decision making. But once a woman enters into politics, she not only claims her rightful chair in the table, but she reshapes the table itself. Women carries 50% of the population of the world, but still their voices are ignored. How this can be solved? This problem can be solved? As my friend said, there in South Africa, Uganda, there is still women are not praised correctly. But this can be resolved when only women enters into the politics. So according to Impact Harvard study about India's panchayat system, women in panchayat Raj system, villages led by the women have increased 62% of investment in clean drinking water, education facility, maternal facilities for the women, and etc. All this happening because women enter politics and they claim their rightful chair in the politics. And there are there are true leaders who break the barrier of the society and enter into politics, like Indira Gandhi, Kamala Harris, Draupadi Murmu. They inspire millions of young girls that they can achieve the goals in the society. They can dream big, they can achieve big, and they can enter politics and they can give their rights to the women. All women does not get opportunity to enter politics, but who get the opportunity, they have that is their right, that they should give rights of the women. They should fight for the rights of the women. Inclusive and sensitive research governance. There is a research which says that women are less corrupt than compared to the men. They are more cooperative. They listen to the problem of the people. They understand the problem of the people and they find the solution. This is why we want women leaders in our society, that they can understand it. So in Karnataka also, the women are getting 50% of reservation and they have great chance to enter the politics. The Karnataka government have given them Gruhalakshmi Yojana, many of the schemes are there. So in India, women should fight for their rights. If you want freedom, you have to fight for the freedom. In conclusion, I want to say that women empowerment is not just women in the politics. It's not just about numbers. It is about equality. It is about empowerment. The saying goes that when woman rises, the whole community rises with her. Thank you. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayan Sheikh. Today I am here standing in front of you to talk against the motion that is women's representation in politics truly leads to empowerment. Let's think of constitutional 106 constitutional amendment, that is talks about women reservation, that it reserves 33% of Lok Sabha seats to women. So if we think that 33%, if you reserve 33% of seats to women, then we think that it truly leads to empowerment. Then why not 50%? Why not we make it 50% reservation to women, and we think that yes, we are encouraging women in politics. So that is not the case. The lawmakers too know that if we reserve 33% of Lok Sabha seats, that too are also like unfilled, or they are not, or they are given soft ministries. For example, environment ministry, child ministry. Whenever a woman enters in politics, she is actually not included in decision making bodies. So let's start with a short story. So for example, a woman lives in a hamlet, a village. She wants to contest elections, and when she actually wins a seat, a constituency, their community thinks that there is a woman representation and now she will be a part of law-making decisions and all. But when she enters the politics, she confronts a stark reality that that process is actually not working. So this is how the process is going on. Not only by politics, encouragement can be done through various methods. For example, UPSC, every aspirant pays 100 rupees for examinations, but women's and scheduled caste, scheduled tribes are exempted from this. So why women are exempted? Because it is again a type of encouragement to women that they should participate in not only in politics but other examinations. So this is how we can encourage women, not only in civil services. We can encourage them in economics, economy, and then we can encourage them in different fields. So in conclusion, I would like to say that women can not only be encouraged through politics but also in various fields. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Umar, and I am in the motion for, does women representation in politics truly lead to the empowerment? Yes. The phrase women representation in politics encompasses the broad range of activities like right to vote, contest election, join parties, and engage in political activities. You already know that with the concrete evidences that seniors have argued already, that the country which gives more represent to the women and encourages them are directly outperforming in many fields like economic growth, social welfare, and gender equality. For example, Jacinda Ardern, she is a former Prime Minister of New Zealand who dedicatedly worked for the gender equality. And let's take the example of our Indian former Prime Minister, that is Indira Gandhi. She worked on the grounds of for the development of economic growth all over India, like nationalizing the banks, expanding green revolution, and she also implemented many schemes that eradicates poverty, like Garibi Hatao Yojana. And let's take the example of our neighboring country, which is Pakistan. The former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto, and Michelle Bachelet, they worked hard for the social welfare, and there are many other women dedicatedly and truly worked for the development and progress of their nation. See, if if a woman is elected in the parliament, she doesn't just cast a vote, she inspires other dozens of girls and women to ensure their women's voice and pursue leadership. If every time when we elect a woman in parliament, we doesn't just fill a seat, we break the barriers. We doesn't just change the policy, we change the possibilities. We doesn't just represent a woman, we empower women for to represent themselves. In conclusion, the evidences are more, and the examples are abundant, and the logic is ignorant that women's representation in politics leads to progress and removal of gender bias. Thank you.
In front of you, I just came here to say that we are not here to listen stories. One of our respected senior came and told a story and went. Did you guys heard any perfect example, any truth? We are just listening. We came here to listen stories, not. And if I talk about women empowerment, our locality Gulbarga, Kanis Fatima, MLA from Congress, she is doing good. She is helping others. She is helping poor girls. She has been educating more poor women, poor girls to get educated. And this is all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
A chance they should represent in elections, and they should also get a chance to keep their points in front of the society. What I think is, there are few situations where women, because they take sentimental decisions a lot, because when we are representing them, there are a lot of issues which come in front of them. So there they can't just go with sentimental decisions. They should also look after the other gender people also, and they should also work for both women and the men as well. So these were the few points I had to keep. Thank you.